Welcome home. We are WNST, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore. We are Baltimore Positive, a huge week around here. Lots of guests, lots of conjecture on the Justin Tucker stuff. We got the Orioles on the baseball field and the Underwear Olympics underway in Indianapolis. We're going to be doing our Maryland Crab Cake Tour beginning March 6th. We're back out on the road. We'll be at Fadley's, making right on the Cup of Super Bowl. You can find out all of that out at Baltimore Positive. It's been a big week here. Hank Azaria has been here this week. Julie Sharper is going to be coming on talking about the Justin Tucker allegations of the Baltimore Banner. And it's been a little while. We haven't caught up with Leonard Raskin in a week and a half, and he was out traveling and watching Ovechkin. I see you're wearing your red today. Ovechkin, they've now memorialized where he jumped into the fountain
How
down in
about that?
D.C.
They put up a statue, and was it Oshie and Backstrom dedicated the fountain? That's pretty good.
Well, I mean, they have legends there now because they won a cup, right? And you're
Right.
getting further out on winning a cup, and
That's
they
right.
have this chase going on with Ovechkin that,
And for the
in our
cup.
lifetime, we've had, Unitas, right? We've had Ray
Yes.
Lewis doing things.
Yes.
We've had Cal Ripken and the streak and whatever.
Yep. Yep.
This Ovechkin thing's like
Real.
getting right up on there, right?
Getting real. Absolutely. The question is, what date to be at the, what is it, Capital One Arena now?
I
The
think
Capital One Arena to see history. I mean, every night you can see history because he's scoring. I mean, over the weekend, my goodness, nationally televised game. First of all, you got the Four Nations Cup, USA Canada final. If you're a hockey fan and you didn't watch that, shame on you. If you're not a hockey fan and you want to see great hockey, that final game was as amazing as the first one. I mean, the NHL did it right. It was the highest viewership of the NHL in North America ever, of hockey ever.
For an exhibition game, literally.
No, for a game. For a game.
No, but for an exhibition game. It's literally an exhibition game.
Exhibition game, yes.
Really, it's not. Wasn't an Olympic Gold Cup.
No,
it wasn't a
but
Stanley
it was the
Cup
most
final.
watched hockey game ever, which is and it lived up to the bill. And then they asked Ovechkin on, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, what he thought of the Four Nations Cup, and he said, "Russia's not playing. I don't care." and so then
be true to your school, as they say.
Right. They come off of the break.
Putski.
Come off the break. Saturday they play Pittsburgh, the big rival. They beat them 8-3. Ovechkin has no points. Everybody's like, what happened? Everybody else scored. He didn't have a goal or an assist in 8 goals. Then Sunday, they take on Edmonton. So he's got arguably Sidney Crosby on Saturday. Connor McDavid, best player right now in the league, on Sunday. They shut him down, and Ovechkin gets a hat trick. Scores 3 goals.
I saw the hats going on the ice Sunday afternoon when I was driving around. I'm like, wow.
It was amazing.
They're having the franchise is having moments this year. Like, that's a moment.
15 goals on the weekend, 8-3 and 7-3 in back-to-back games. They are 6 games up. 6 games up on their
all this emotion to play and get the goal and get the record. Then there's going to be the letdown. Then there's going to be game 1 of the playoffs, right?
Well,
and it's not like other playoff series.
No.
I want to say this for people that don't follow. They follow sports but not hockey.
Right.
Baseball has now given that 1 seed thing where you ice pitchers and you get a bye. Football, there's teams that get buys, right? Even college football, there was buys for the top teams.
Yes.
Hockey, you still can get taken out very quickly. You can lose 5-2, game 1 on home ice, and your ass is upside down. Like
you're behind quick. You're behind quick. But they are playing great hockey right now. They're playing great. The swing. So you'll understand this. Listeners, hopefully will get it or check it out. Last year, they squeaked into the playoffs. Last seed, 8th seed. 8 teams make it. They were last. Goal plus or minus. So how many score versus how many scored against? They were minus 35. The worst ever going into the playoffs. This year, a month to go and change, they are plus 65 for and against. That's 100-goal swing in a season. It's unheard of. They're bought into the coach's system. They picked up some great free agent defense.
How many guys
They're
are left from
scoring
the championship team?
three,
Three.
three guys.
Who's it? Wilson,
Wilson, Ovi, John Carlson.
John Carlson.
Oh, and
Okay.
they brought back Lars Eller. So four.
Oh, okay.
They
Lars
brought
Eller.
Lars back. So four guys that were on the cup
All right.
skated in Vegas.
And that was in 18.
Yeah, it seems like it was just yesterday,
It
but
was
it's been a
18, though.
while.
Yeah, it was
Right, it's
18.
been a while.
Well, look, when we talk about the Justin Tucker allegations, and that's my
Yes.
segue into Ravens, but
Yes.
when we talk about the Justin Tucker thing, he is the last guy that was in that locker room in New Orleans.
Super
And,
Bowl.
Mile High Miracle, all
Yep.
of that
Yep.
march.
The only one.
And beat Tom Brady with Joe Flacco.
Right.
The
Right.
last guy that was a Joe Flacco teammate, I think. I mean, it's been
On
a
the
minute,
Ravens.
right?
And,
well,
and
Ronnie Stanley, I think, played with Flacco, and maybe Marlon Humphrey did. I'd have to really go back and do because
Yeah.
Flacco's been gone a long time.
long
And
time.
it would tell you how long Tucker's been here. And
Right.
how long
Well, he's
Ovechkin's been in
here.
Washington, too. But
I
these
mean,
are true
Ovechkin's-
anomalies in sports, right?
Ovechkin's going on 40. It's going on 40. I
He
mean,
looks
this
140,
guy,
dude. He looks.
well, not when he's on the ice.
I know.
The thing is, and what's really stunning, you look at these records that are falling one by one by one. The other day, Sunday, he scored on his, I think it's 182nd different goaltender. He's the only player in history to have 100 goals in 3 decades. He scored his 100th goal of the 20s over the weekend.
I think the weird thing with him is how gray he is and how silver he is, and
He's
it's not just
yeah.
it's
He
not
ain't got
just
much left.
measuring it from him being freckle faced and 19 and not speaking
Right.
English.
Right.
But for me, I've been a hockey fan since birth, and I
Yeah.
remember them not
You and
wearing
me.
helmets back
Right,
in the
of
Barry
course.
Beck era and
Of
all that,
course.
right? And there were the last couple of guys that didn't wear helmets
Right.
there, and you could see their hair. And then I covered hockey a long time. It is such a young man's game because it's so
Yes.
hard to play.
Absolutely.
And anytime, when I start to compare athletes, I've been in hockey locker rooms
Yep.
as not as much as football, but plenty. For 15 years, I covered
Yeah.
hockey before there was a football team here.
Right.
So, literally, I covered a lot of hockey, and I saw those young guys, and I saw what they did, and I saw their physique and their makeup and their the aerobic,
Yeah,
the
no doubt.
capacity they had, how athletic they were versus football players being strong, mean, fast, quick, short,
Right.
little Jamal, little Jermaine Lewis, little guys,
Yeah,
big guys,
yeah.
John Ogden and Jermaine Lewis lockered next to each other,
Right,
So
right.
different body styles. I've seen jockeys, and everybody would tell you jockeys and race car drivers are great athletes.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
arguing that. I certainly wasn't going to argue with
Nope.
Gary Stevens when he sat on the
Right.
set with me.
Right.
But I would say for me, hockey is that thing. And here's where I'm befuddled by the Ovechkin thing because I've watched hockey forever, and
Yeah.
they've always sort of skated around without helmets during skate around or whatever.
Sure, of
And
course.
you would always see a player that might have a little gray in the temple.
A
Guys,
little
Kevin
gray.
Hatcher when he was later in
Right,
his
a little
career.
gray.
Larry Murphy was pretty gray at the
Absolutely,
end, right? I'm just thinking
absolutely.
of a couple of guys that were our guys.
Well,
that were Capitals guys.
Sidney Crosby is the same age as Ovechkin, and he's jet black, man.
Well, I got jet black hair
Maybe,
too, even though
maybe
Marvin
only
Lewis
your
accuses me of
hairdresser,
dyeing it.
only
But
your hairdresser knows for sure.
I am not dyeing my hair, and I don't lie. I don't need to lie. Let Eric DeCosta and John Harbaugh, they're lying enough for everybody this month.
There you go.
But with Ovechkin and the color of his hair and the color of your
Oh,
hair, because it's similar,
He ain't got much left.
I would say with the Ovechkin thing, I have never seen an NHL athlete, a hockey player, ever
At that
play
level.
long enough to be that silver and still
Right.
be the best player in the sport.
Right, at that level.
Like,
Gordie
it's
Howe
that-
hung around.
That's
Gordie
insane.
Howe hung around to play with his kids, but he scored 1 goal or 2 goals maybe in the season. I mean, Ovechkin's going for 30, almost to 30, and he's going to hit 35 or something to hit the record.
Well, look, with all this Tucker stuff, I found a lot of pictures of he and I from years ago where he looks young and I look younger. I'm still spry. But
I
for
have some of those myself.
him at 16 now, where are you on this? I mean, you tiptoed into
It's
this.
horrible. No, I think it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. You know what I can't imagine what's going on in his house. You know, what's his wife saying? They have kids now.
By the way, there was a bad rumor that they had broken up a year ago and he moved out. And I have learned that that's untrue. She was
I
at
did
the
not
last
hear that.
games. She was at the games
Yeah,
last
yeah, I
month.
did
So,
not hear
so
that,
like,
but
if there had been any marital discord, and I'm going to devote all of 3 seconds
a 2nd.
to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's this.
to me, she was at the game. So stop
Right,
that. Stop
right,
that part of it. That's all.
right.
That's all I'm saying. I'm presenting facts.
And so this all apparently happened, pre her, I guess, or at least pre their marriage, I would assume. But it just sucks. It's dirty.
One of the
It's
massage
grimy.
therapists said she was a client too.
Okay,
Pointed that out in the
right,
third banner article.
right.
They're
So
starting to get confused, right?
right. It
But
was
by the
six.
way,
It was
Julie Sharper is going
six.
to be here Thursday, so I'm going to talk to her about her journalism.
There you go. It was six, and then three more, and then more and more, and you just can't believe that it's not fake news. It gets to the point of you gotta figure out what's going on, and the Ravens saying first they heard about it was when the news story came out. I don't know about that. Certainly, if other people knew, how the hell did they not know? That's pretty bad. I can say this with no guarantee and no inside knowledge whatsoever. I'm guessing he's not our kicker this next season.
Well,
I can tell you that.
they're out in Indianapolis this week, and they answer the questions. And I mean, even mention Randy Brown, mention scouting
Right,
kickers, whatever. He's
right,
done now.
right.
The dumpster fire. Listen, when they told me the NFL's coming in to investigate it, that's
Yeah.
a punchline. I
Well,
mean,
right.
literally,
Come on.
that
That gives
if
them
that's
that
what you're
gives
putting
them
out in
the
front of
out.
it, Eric DeCosta is
I
saying
think.
the NFL is
Don't you
investigating this.
think that gives them the out to not have to crush them? I say the league made them do it, something of that nature.
I don't know. I don't know. They don't really have a policy. Whatever policy they have is squishy. They
Yep.
don't even have a policy on media members. They let my Caucasian employee in. They don't let
Yep.
me in. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
like there is no floor there for integrity. I mean, believe me. Like Harbaugh got a steamer from me on Tuesday. I will
Yeah.
read it out loud. I don't need to read it out loud this minute, but
No.
I'm happy to read it out loud because I will.
Right.
I'm not,
Right.
I'll publish it later if I need, whatever I need to do. But I haven't texted with him in 6 months. I sent him what I thought back in September when he wrote
Yep.
to me
Yep.
like, "How you doing? Really? How
Right.
you doing?
Right. How
How's
am I
my
doing?
wife doing?" He asked how
Right.
my wife was doing. I said, "What do you think my wife thinks of you, of all of you?"
Exactly.
And I call them integrity free. They're integrity free. And
Yeah.
this Tucker thing, going back to the Ray Rice thing, in retrospect, is who they are. That's who they are. Cover it up, hide
Right.
it, lie
Play it
about
off.
it. We're
Play
all
it
going to keep
off.
our jobs. Let's just make sure that the other guy loses his job because we'll lie to keep him on the football field, but then it's no speaky when they come and ask me if I have any integrity. But Harbaugh really pissed me off on Tuesday, and I don't need you to tell him because I told him myself.
There you
He
go.
pissed me off. He's on a camera here. I'm sitting here banned from their press conference
Yep.
in a
Yep.
room full of foofs. Like it's college kids on scholarship. The Purdue Blogger Society's
Right.
there.
Right. Yep.
And then the media that wants to pay to come to Indianapolis and do $400 a night hotels because they gouge you because everybody's in
Of course.
drinking all night with the coaches. Wink, wink.
Right.
Nothing's going
Yep.
on. Like I've done all of that. I did that for a dozen years.
Absolutely.
And I'm boxed out of that while they're getting asked by people who don't know their head from their ass, who aren't from Baltimore. It's the only press conference they're going to do. So if you want to speak or ask a question of the
You had
Kings,
one shot.
Harbaugh, you had to fly to Indianapolis if you're
Right.
Zrebeck or Hensley, and I
Yep.
did it for years, to maybe get one question out of 9 with a bunch of imbeciles asking what. John, you're such a great coach. Tell me your coaching philosophy. Like that's what this is.
How are you going
And
to win next year?
yeah, these stupid questions, and they got gang tackled on the Tucker thing, and DeCosta did. Well, that's 4 questions on Tucker, dude. That's 3 more than you want, and 1,000 less than you deserve. A
That's right.
thousand less than any
That's
of you
right.
deserve. So I'll start with that. So Harbaugh then takes the podium 2 hours later, and this set me off.
Yeah.
He began with the humble John, Christian John,
Right. Right.
humble John, not dickhead after the game John, or amped up before the game, or pissed off after a practice John.
Right. Right.
Hey, I'm ready for you. I'm shaved up. Hey, it's good to see you. Good to see you. But then the Tucker thing happens, and He doesn't change countenance and all that. And he said, this is the quote because I'm going to read it from what I sent him back. He said, "You all been in our building. You know we have a good work experience," is what he said.
What does that mean?
I said,
You
as a
didn't
former
attack.
media
You
member, I
didn't
want to
attack
make it
a
abundantly
secretary,
clear that I did not have a good work experience in your building. And every time I told you about it, you made sure it got worse.
right?
So, I'm sitting here watching you lie on television and from 1,000 miles away at a press conference that 6 years ago you put me in the taxi at the airport and insisted that I sit on the plane next to you, and then insisted that me and Luke get into his taxi, and he dropped us off at our hotel on the way to his hotel. That guy is going to sit there and say that I had a good work experience. I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to allow him to get
Right.
away with it.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say. So I'm
No, I hear
calling
you.
lies out wherever they are because this this organization is really,
It's
really,
bad.
really sunk. The Steve Smith stuff over the weekend, um,
Saw barely.
everybody everybody
I
saw it.
haven't. Yeah, I haven't spent any time on that one.
Well, I mean that's its own thing with cheerleaders or not cheer band members. A band member resigned last week. Just like stuff. They shouldn't be throwing media members out of their building, Leonard. That's my point. And when I
I
bring
get it.
that up, it's just me crying or you Trump this and must that and you're losing your federal job. No, it's right and wrong. It's basic right and wrong. It's basic how not to conduct yourself. It's
I
basic
hear you.
arrogance of how an organization shouldn't be run in the aftermath of Ray Rice, let alone whatever
It's
this
happening
pimple
right now. Right.
with Tucker that's about to burst on them.
It's
And
not.
I
It's
have
not going to
said
be
this.
pretty.
I'll say
Not
it
going to
out
be
loud, and I'll
pretty.
say it. I said it earlier. I said it to Luke. If the National Football League or the FBI or the Baltimore County Police or anyone else wants to talk to me, I have information.
There
I
you
have
go.
information. So if you want information, people have talked to me. Credible
That's it.
people have talked to me. Beyond credible people have talked to
Yep.
me.
Yep.
And I'm ready to talk to anybody. But if here's the deal, Leonard, and this is where I'll leave it for you to pontificate.
Yeah.
I'm your friend. You handle my money.
Yeah.
We do
Right.
business together. You like me.
Absolutely.
If the NFL takes me up on that and calls me and they come down to the radio station or call me and I meet them or go out to the building and I
Good
sit
luck
with
with
them, the
that.
National Football League, it's like I'm meeting with the FBI. I'm meeting with a bunch of
Right.
creeps. I mean,
Right.
literally, I'm meeting with a legal department with a bunch of creeps who've already thrown me out.
Yep.
They're lying before I go. How do I even sit with the National Football League and give them information that they would later use against me if they wish to? Why would I bother to do that?
You'd have a lawyer with you. That's the only way.
What's the purpose for me? What's the upside for me? To bust
No.
Justin Tucker. What's the
No.
upside for me?
None.
Or bust some dirty employee they have in their building who's doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, like literally. I tried that with Chad Steele. He did dirty stuff he shouldn't be doing. Stuff that's unethical, unprofessional. Everybody in the building knew it. I took it above him, and you saw what happened. That's
Yep.
how they handle things. That is how they handle Justin Tucker. That's how they handle Ray Rice. That's how they handle Nestor Aparicio. That's how they handle secretaries. That's how they handle people out there. They manhandle, they bully, they live behind a shield. And then they send fake cops in. They send the National Football League in to investigate. Have
Who
you
are going to
seen
do
their
nothing.
investigate? Have you
Well,
seen
all
their
I know,
investigation track record?
I was going to say, all I know about their track record is the guy down in D.C. got what, 15 billion, 6 billion. How much did he get? 6 billion to leave, right? We
Nobody
don't
saw
want
the
you.
Chinese woman giving the fellatio and the massage whack
We don't
house
want you
to the
to.
billionaire owner from New England. Nobody
Right.
saw the drunk, drugged up Indianapolis Colts owner who can't get out of his own way, or
Yep.
103-year-old matriarch owners who can't manage anything, or criminals in
Follow,
Cleveland who own the
follow the
team and then
Benjamins.
hiring other criminals to be their
Follow the
quarterback.
Benjamins that are coming in, baby.
I'm just
That's what it's
going
all
through
about.
what we know
They're
about, not
trying
what we
to.
don't know
They're
about.
trying to have what, 8 international games next year. They want to spread the joy. So
Oh, and
here's the
18
challenge.
games so they can spread the CTE.
Here's the there you go. Here's the challenge then. Late March. I think late March, around the 20th or the 22nd, we should be at Capital One Arena to watch Ovi break the all-time Gretzky record and enjoy a night of hockey and celebration.
Are all the tickets nuts? I haven't looked.
No, no, not really. I guess it
So
depends
so
on
for
what
for
nuts
for
is.
$300 right now, we could
You
buy
get a hell of a seat.
$40 tickets for
I
five
don't know.
games and lock it up.
No, no, no,
All
no.
right. Well, I don't know what
You,
tickets are
you
lately.
talking you talking upstairs in the
Dude, I
arena?
go to hockey games. I'm not
No, I'm saying
marrying the
where do you want to
goal.
sit?
You see the game better upstairs.
Yeah, so if you want to sit upstairs, red line,
Hold on a
center
second. I'll
line,
give you the pricing right now.
90
Tonight's game,
bucks. 90
tonight's
bucks.
tonight's game's $39.
Yeah.
Thursday night's 51. He can't break the record right
No,
now, right?
as it gets later into May, they're
Okay, so here
probably
we
80,
go.
90.
Nah, they're a lot
March,
more than that.
March, March.
You want March? Hold on
Go
here.
March 20. Go
Okay.
March 20.
All right, here we go.
Flyers.
Red Wings is 105 on the 18th, 125 Flyers on the 20th.
Right.
Panthers on the 22nd is 181.
Upstairs.
These
Yeah,
are get-ins. These are get-ins. These are
They're
get.
starting to get a little crazy.
Sabres Capitals on the 30th is 182.
There you
So
go.
in order to lock up those 4 games, it would cost me about $800 right now. That's a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. It's starting to get there. Well, you got to just pick one and see if you got right.
See, when you see Ted, let him know that I'm paying for Monumental Sports and I haven't watched it, but I did invite a Monumental employee, a friend of my lifer friend of mine, onto the show this week. And this friend had to decline because Monumental would not allow their talent to be on any other platform.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like,
okay,
well, how about if I haven't looked at your platform in 4 years and I was about to promote it on my content that
on my platform
880,000 people this month will touch, but that's okay. If you don't want on my content,
there you go.
But the Monumental thing is, the games are on, and
They are.
Look, you were
and
the originator.
They just changed a couple of the games. Towards the end of the season, they're national, and the times are changing.
Well,
because they think he's going to do it in the last 3 games of the year.
Well, that's what the prices are $182 to see
no.
lousy
We're
Sabres.
talking right. I'm saying the last 3. I think it's going to happen before that, and they're just going to be stuck seeing the next goal, the next goal, the next goal.
No, I mean tickets are $25 tonight, so like nobody cares now. They're all going to care then.
He needs 12. He needs 12.
He ain't getting
12 tonight.
He got 3 the other day. Give him a week off.
He ain't getting 12.
He's 40. Give
right.
Leonard Raskin is Series Raskin Global. He handles money. Tax season's coming up. Make sure that you have your ish together. RaskinGlobal.com has an incredible educational platform on the back end. And, of course, Leonard's out in the front of Baltimore Positive. My time's a little short. Come get a crack gig soon. I know you've been traveling and all this stuff.
Let's do
it. I want to talk about baseball games and pitching and
it's coming.
Adley Rutschman coming along. And we did do a lot of hockey in this, so I'm good with all that.
It's all right. Let's hope these horrible things go away.
Yeah, well, I just...
We can talk about things that are more fun.
I don't want the football team to be a bunch of sleazeballs here. I spent a lot of money. You spent a lot of money.
Well, the thing is, sadly...
And I don't want it to be that way.
Sadly,
they should clean it up.
It comes a lot with the territory, apparently. It's not the first time. It won't be the last. It's just not good when it's ours.
I've heard all the conversations about the former Allegius and the former, where the guy that runs the place and the way he ran the place and, how people treat each other. I don't know, man. You and I next week, because you handle rich people's money. Do you have to be a dick to get rich? Hold on to that. Hold that thought. Just hold that thought, Elon Musk.
Do you have
to abuse people to get rich in capitalism? I want to know if there can be kindness and conscientiousness in capitalism.
We will come back to that one.
As well as things like global warming and things that are just smart science. We'll get to that next week. Republican and Democrat, we're going to fight. I'm wearing blue. You're wearing red.
Go figure. Just sort of happened today.
I am Nestor. He's Leonard. We'll figure it out. Peace. Joy to the world. There you go. There we go.
Brother.